Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. We're going to talk about cats, and no, I am not going to use the cat sound effect. All right, maybe once. One time. Okay, so we're going to talk about cats, the colossal, critical, and financial failure that was Cats. It was worse than any of us could have imagined, and it's so bad that Cats, with its tail between its legs, has pulled its name out of the hat for an Oscar. Cats will not be chasing an Academy Award. Imagine that. Imagine that. Cats has completely been left outside overnight. No awards for Cats. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about just how badly Cats performed. I mean, it was worse than anybody could have imagined. And I think more people have watched our Cats videos than actually went to go see Cats at this point. Now, strangely enough, our kids actually want to go see Cats. Our kids want to go see Cats. So I don't know if I want to do that to myself, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so before we get into the video, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're at 85,000 subs, hoping for 100,000 soon. Thank you so much. Make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube is up to its shenanigans again, and they're unsubscribing people without their knowledge, and then we're having people come to us and be like, hey, why did you unsub me? I'm like, I can't unsub you from our channel. It's probably YouTube. If I didn't do it and you didn't do it, that means it's YouTube. So check to make sure you're still subscribed. So this coming from BuzzFeed. Universal has abandoned its Academy Awards campaign for Cats, shocking everyone who heard it was even a plan. I love this version. God grant me the delusional confidence of Universal ever thinking Cats was going to win Oscars. Hey, to be fair, Cats could have won for Best Original Song. It could have won for Soundtrack. It could have won for, I don't know what else. It could have won Raspberries. Golden Raspberry Awards. That's what Cats will probably win. Just when you thought this year could not get any more dramatic, they have some shocking news. The controversial film adaptation of Cats is no longer part of Universal's lineup for award season contenders. Just a few days after the film version of the Broadway musical, which critics mildly described as a descent into madness and a sight no human should see. Those were actual reviews. Bombed its opening weekend at the box office, earning only $11 million worldwide. Universal Pictures quietly abandoned its Oscars campaign. So it had been listed on Universal's For Your Consideration page next to other acclaimed films like Us and Queen and Slim. People on Twitter posted about Universal's plugs for the film back in November and up through December 22nd. After calling out the a-holes who almost convinced him to see the movie over his winter break, film critic Jason Adams expressed his surprise that they haven't scheduled any guild screenings in New York. Yeah, why wouldn't they play Cats in New York? Why wouldn't they? 2 days later, Adams and others noticed that the studio had removed the musical from its For Your Consideration page entirely. The link that would have taken viewers to the awards page dedicated to Cats, which would have had a schedule of upcoming screenings in the Academy Award categories it was entering, now looks like this. Not found. The requested URL for page/cat/foryourconsideration.php was not found on this server. Cats are gone. The Cats are gone. Universal did not immediately respond to BuzzFeed News request for comment. Of course they didn't. They're just slinking away into the shadows. They're gonna try to bury this memory like a cat buries its poop. I don't think anybody's gonna let Universal live down Cats, though. Did nab some accolades, including a Golden Globe Best Original Song nomination for the new song by Taylor Swift and Andrew Lloyd Webber. So a lot of people on Twitter talking, because that's what they do. Interesting. Not all is lost. This guy points out Cats will slay at furry conventions. Yeah, we had a lot of comments like that on our videos. So here's the thing about Cats. Cats set some horrible records. It was a very, very bad opening. I think it was predicted to make between 15 and 20 million. It went up against Star Wars, and even an underperforming Star Wars movie is still a Star Wars movie, and it's going to absolutely destroy cats. Now, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know why they would put cats against Star Wars. It has worked in the past with Jumanji, the first or second or whatever it is. Jumanji, the first Jumanji with The Rock, I guess it's Jumanji 2. It did work, but they had some lead time and it was sort of, counter programming or whatever. And they've had musicals at Christmas time. They usually do drop musicals like The Greatest Showman, but they have to be good. And Cats was not a good movie from everybody I've talked to. They're just like, it is a fever dream. So here's the thing though. It was really, really bad. It was one of the 20 worst movie openings ever. IGN says, forget the box office force not being strong with Star Wars. Everybody's talking about Cats. It appears the hilariously bizarre word of mouth wasn't enough to garner enough audience interest, especially after the truly dismal Cats reviews came out, to make the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical adaptation anything better than a box office disaster. In fact, Cats now ranks as one of the 20 worst opening weekends of a movie in wide release at the United States box office of all time. So wide release is basically any movie that opens at more than 3,000 theaters. So for example, Rise of Skywalker opened at over 4,000 theaters. Cats opened at 3,300 theaters and made $6.62 million in its opening weekend. If we're saying movie tickets cost an average of $10 a ticket, that means Cats only sold about 195 tickets per cinema it was released in across the country over the course of its first 3 days of release. That's not great for any major studio release. Sounds like Gem. I think Gem made less money, but this was bad. So how does Cats rank? It's currently the number 19 worst wide opening weekend for a movie at the US box office, according to Box Office Mojo. That puts it behind 2009's Astro Boy, which I actually didn't mind Astro Boy. It only made $6.7 million in its first weekend in over 3,000 theaters. So here is the gallery. Here's what we have. What are the worst openings of all time? Here we go. Astro Boy is number 20. Cats is 19. Masterminds. Don't even think I've ever heard of this movie. Opened in 2016. I've never seen it. Shorts. I think our kids actually watched that on Netflix or something. 2009. Quest for Camelot, which wasn't completely terrible. 1998. It only made $6 million. Show Dogs. I've never seen this movie. $6 million. The Wild Thornberrys movie did not do as well as the Rugrats movie, did it? It only made $6 million in 2002. New York Minute with the Olsen twins. Apparently the Olsen twins, they've aged out of being box office draws, or $5.96 million in 2004. Stick to Fashion, right? Missing Link. Wow, Missing Link did really bad. $5.94 million. And that was this year. Missing Link. That was another Leica production, I believe. They don't tend to do very well at the box office. They're critically acclaimed, but they don't seem to do very well financially. And this one, I just completely slipped my mind. I forgot it even existed. The Darkest Minds. Vaguely remember this one. $5.84 million. Strange Magic. Piece of trash movie. This movie was not good, and I think that was George Lucas's, wasn't it? I think it was a George Lucas musical fantasy thing, and it was not a good movie. $5 million. $5.5 million. Imagine that. Eddie Murphy. That was actually not completely terrible. $5.5 million in 2009. Keeping Up with the Joneses. $5.46 million in 2016. Don't even remember that one. What's Your Number? What? Anna Faris and Chris Evans. 2011, 5.42. Rom-com. Bombed. Another Eddie Murphy movie. Meet Dave. $5.25 million in 2008. Yeah, Eddie Murphy had the opposite of a hot streak. He had a cold streak for a while. I did catch him on Saturday Night Live though. He still got it, man. He still got it. Hopefully he rebounds. Hardcore Henry. Not the kind of movie I would expect it to be. It's number 5. $5 million. Burnt. $5 million in 2015. Fun Size. It was actually not a terrible movie. Our kids watched this one. It wasn't terrible. 4.1 million in 2012. The Seeker, The Dark is Rising. What? Trying to be Harry Potter, I think. 2007 made 3.75 million. And Hoot only made 3.4 million in 2006. Gem is not on here. Did Gem not have a wide release? Because I remember Gem and the Holograms only made like $1.5 million or something over the weekend. They actually pulled it out of the theaters. And if I remember correctly, that might have actually been Universal too, or it might have been Paramount. Nope, Gem and the Holograms was Universal too. Gem and the Holograms was Universal. It was pulled after 2 weeks. Apparently, okay, it was not considered wide release. It was in 2,400 theaters, but it only made $1.3 million. There are YouTubers that make more than that in a month, and this movie bombed. So yeah, Cats is pretty terrible, but it could have been worse. It could have been Gem. Could have been Gem and the Holograms, which I don't even think you can watch it on Netflix. I think they just completely buried this movie. But Cats is not going to get an Oscar anyway, and Cats will live on, I think, for many, many years. We'll have the memories of how Cats bombed. We will have a cult of Cats. I really want to watch this movie just to see how god-awful it actually is. And, we're probably going to go check it out at some point because the kids want to go see it to see how god-awful it actually is. So there's that. We'll have years and years of fun with Cats. All right, so we're going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.